Hey everybody, we're here over at World Housing Solutions. We came over to his booth. Ron, how you doing, Ron?
Good morning.
Good morning, good to see you.
Same here.
So, explain to the audience what this is all about, the structures and how this is different than what's existing in the market right now.
Absolutely. We manufacture structural insulated composite panels with which we make structures and shelters primarily for the military and first responder market. We use a proprietary composite system that encompasses different kind of foam cores depending on the applications. In this case, it's an EPS foam core.
And it comes in different thicknesses?
Different thicknesses, up to 12 inches, up to an R72 value in thermal efficiency.
And you said you can armor it too?
We can armor it.
Do whatever you want?
Whatever you want. As long as it's not a circle, we can make it.
Okay, that's good.
The biggest attributes and benefits of something like this are both the fact that it's extremely long lasting, it has a very high thermal efficiency compared to almost...
And you said you have a 20-year guarantee.
20-year guarantee, very simple to put together. You do not need to be a construction expert at all to do this. Very limited resources and very simple tools to put this together. A 640 square foot structure can be assembled by 10 men in less than 6 hours without power tools or heavy equipment.
Right, so you don't need forklifts or anything to push it, pull it, you can just men putting it together.
Absolutely, that's really the biggest benefit of this is the fact that you can deploy it very rapidly, and then even though it is a quasi-temporary structure, it's still earthquake and hurricane resistant up to 155 miles an hour winds.
Wow.
And then you can take it apart and move it again.
Now, you also said that if you have a container or some other type of structure, you need to grade the ground. This actually sits on stilts, so it can be on, you don't have to do anything. You can just go in, put it up, and adjust the stilts.
Correct. We can put it on grade if that's what the client prefers.
Right.
And bolt it in place and still make it redeployable, so you could abandon the slab and move it. So if you think in the case of a bulletproof structure, you want to build something very quickly, you can still take everything back with you. Or if you don't have the ability to deploy bulldozers and grade the site and send everything else, you can use our proprietary system which allows it to elevate the entire structure. And that's really one of the...
still be level.
And still be level, still be earthquake and hurricane resistant, and still be a thermally superior structure that will use a lot less energy to keep the occupants cold or hot.
So World Housing Solutions, y'all are a one-stop shop. So explain the process. If I'm a customer and I say I need a structure, what's the process? What does that look like?
Well, we have online already, and through GSA and through ADS, we already have a certain number of products that can be ordered directly off the shelf.
Right away.
Right away, so there's no need to design. However, if the client has very specific needs, we have in-house a structural engineer, we have an architect and designer, so we can literally custom tailor a particular structure to an individual client.
So if you need 4 doorways, however, then you guys can frame it out in the factory, then you send it over, prefabricated.
Everything is done and set ahead of time and embedded. So for example, if we want to put in electrical, everything is embedded in the factory, pre-positioned, and the only thing that needs to be done is just drop the electrical lines, connect it, and you're ready to go. Or we can pre-wire it out the factory, and then you have simpler connections. Again, it depends.
Where's your factory?
We're in Edgewater, Florida, Central Florida on the East Coast.
Everything's U.S. made?
Everything is U.S. made.
That's great. That's good.
So it's a really different way of resolving a very pressing need, both the comfort of our troops and other occupants, as well as being green and energy conscious, which is a big issue today.
It is. I mean, also because you need energy out there in the field. And,
correct.
You know. Okay.
This particular structure that you see behind us is an entry control point or a guardhouse. And the main differential between this and virtually anything else is the fact that we can go ahead and erect it very quickly. Once you're trained, it will take about 20 minutes to put this together. It can be made ballistic resistant or not, with or without doors and windows. This shows a fairly basic system.
You said this weighs about 300 pounds.
This weighs a little bit over 300 pounds. And the biggest advantage here is you can assemble this in the safety of the base, mount it on the back of a container truck. You can put 3 of them and
then disperse them.
And then disperse them where you want. And we can even stack them too high, so now from a guard shack or from an ECP, it becomes a guard tower.
Right.
Because we have a connecting system right on the inside that allows you to be able to do that very simply.
That's great. Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much for coming by.